that? Like, what? That doesn't make sense. Wait, what? Why? What the heck? Oh, weird. Okay. Wait, hold on. Weird. I'm upside down. Hold on. What is going on? I'm sorry, everybody. I should have somehow saw this coming. Oh, no. Well, at least it's starting. Hold on. Stop. All right, good. Okay, we will begin as soon as I get this figured out. I think I have it figured out. I don't know why that changed, but here we go. All right, how's everybody doing today? Let me make sure that we are good to go here. All right, I can hear me. Let me know if you can't hear me, but it seems like we are good. Hello, everybody. Welcome out to the first live stream we've had in quite a while. I'm doing well. I hope you are too. We're going to get right into things here as soon as you guys can confirm that everything is sounding good. So today I will be showing you a complete piano practice routine with exercises that you can practice. And then after that, I'm going to give you some ear training tips for beginners. Some of these I have not, actually a lot of these I have not talked about before, so make sure you pay attention today. So let's see how everybody's doing here. I appreciate everybody's patience getting things started. Like I said, it's my first one in a while. Just want to make sure that everything's good. All right, you can hear me. Great. Okay, let's see here what we got. Let's just get right into it, guys. So hopefully everybody's doing great. Here we go. Let me do a little intro, and then we're going to get right on into it. All right, here we go. Your piano teacher, Tim here, and today I'm going to give you a complete piano practice routine for beginners with exercises and practice recommendations. All right, here we go. Let me get this on board. An integral part of any beginner's practice routine is rhythm. Rhythm is the background beat, or let me try that again. One really critical thing that you should have in your practice routine as a beginner is rhythm, which is basically the pulse of the piece, basically the timing in between the notes. And if you don't get that right, your pieces are going to sound whack. So you got to first learn rhythm. If you don't know any of this basic stuff, I'm going to include a link for you in the description and at the end of the video for you to catch you up. But watch the rest of this video first. So rhythm should be part of your regular practice routine. Now, how should you be practicing it? Well, let me show you some ways that you should do it. One way actually is to just get a book out, a piano book, and maybe look at like a piece of sheet music and maybe just clap, the melody, the top part of the rhythm. So that's like probably the easiest way to do it. And if it's a piece you recognize, you can compare it to a recording to make sure that you're on the right track. But there are even better ways. Let me show you. Okay, one is with this rhythm randomizer. Now, this thing is great for randomizing rhythms that you can clap along to. There's one fatal flaw in this thing, however, and that is that it doesn't give you a playback option, which if you're a beginner looking to learn rhythms, you probably need that playback option really badly. So that is the one fatal flaw. However, it does generate for free a lot of rhythms, and you will obviously select in the options which rhythms you know and maybe which rhythms you don't yet to make things easier. And then once you learn about a new rhythm, then you can add it and clap along with it. And then all you got to do to get into a new practice exercise is hit the space bar. Maybe not. That was on the other computer. Did that? That's weird. Let me try again. So there we go. So if you want a new practice exercise, all you have to do is click on the example and it will show you a new example every time. And you can keep going through these again and again and again. I recommend you practice these with a metronome to make sure that you have an even tempo. Now you may be saying, Tim, well, what if I need the playback for the rhythm? Well, let me show you another website that's an option. All right, hello everybody in the chat. I was just checking really quick to make sure everything is working. I'm always paranoid the first one we do in a while, but all right, let's get on to it. Let me show you the next thing. Yeah, thanks. Here it is. Okay, great. Oh wait, that's not it. I clicked on the wrong thing, sorry. There we go. Okay, another great website is this one. However, this one costs money. PracticeSightReading.com. Now this is good for sight reading examples, but there is also like a rhythm element to it as well. So it will randomly generate an example for you. And hey, this time, luckily, I don't know if you can hear it, but it is pretty loud. So it does play a little metronome tick, and then it does play the example for you, which is great. However, the annoying part is if you want to change any of the settings at all, you have to sign up for their like deluxe package. Now, I recommend just checking out the 1 week free trial just to make sure it's for you. But there is a 1 month subscription for $8 a month and 1 year for $5 a month. Now, I'm not promoting this really as an official thing, but just letting you know that if you do want the playback, that this is a pretty good website. I have used it in the past, but it will cost you a little bit of money to get that playback option, unfortunately. Okay, on to the next thing. Okay, and nobody's practice routine would be complete without note reading. Duh, right? Because a lot of music, or pretty much all music, is rhythm and pitches and some other things put together. So now that we got the rhythm down, you want to be practicing your note reading regularly. Now, obviously, you need to learn how to read music first, link in the description. But once you learn how to do that, you have to practice it on a regular basis. One thing I quickly forgot. Actually, Carrie, can you go back real quick? I'm going to redo this part again. Can you go back and edit into the rhythm section as I'm talking about it? That you should be practicing it for 10 minutes a day. I neglected to put that in there, so put that back in the rhythm section. So sorry about that. Another great integral part, another critical integral part to any great practice routine is practicing notes. So we practiced our rhythm, but music is more than rhythm, right? It's also pitches, and you want to be practicing those. You want to be able to read music so well that you don't even have to think about it, right? What's 4 plus 4? It's 8, right? What's 2 plus 2? It's 4. What's 4 times 4? It's 16. You learn all of these things basically so you know it by the back of your hand. So each time you're not like, okay, I have 4 of this and then 4 of this. You know what I mean? With multiplication, you just learn your multiplication tables. And this is the same way. You want to get all of your notes down. Get them as easy possible. You want to practice note reading for 10 minutes a day as a part of your hopefully daily practice routine. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but let me show you how you should be practicing your notes. Okay, now there are flashcards on Amazon that you can check out, but there is actually this free website, teoria.com. And you can go to the exercises, and this is called the Clef Reading. You want to select only the things that you know, and so it doesn't start out too difficult. Wait, hold on. You know what? Hold on. I don't like that one as well. Hold on. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to use the music theory one. Sorry about that. And a great way to practice your note reading is through this website. This is musictheory.net/exercises/note. So this, if you go to musictheory.net, you can just find the note reading exercise. So the first thing you want to do is you want to click on this little gear up here in the top right. And you basically want to select things based on what you know already. So if you want to practice bass clef, the notes only on the staff, you would select it there. Say you want to actually start practicing ledger lines. Well, you would start, branching it out there, and that's basically the range of the notes that you're going to be practicing. Say you only want to practice a few notes in the middle of the staff, well, you can select it that way. So just make sure that everything is selected properly before you begin, because you don't want to be practicing notes and things that you already know that you don't know yet. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and then you might want to not have any key signatures to start out with. So once you get everything started, it's really simple. You just go through, you select what note it is, and you do this for, oops, that's a B, I misclicked it. I recommend you do this for about 10 minutes a day once again. Maybe spending a little bit of time on treble clef, a little bit on bass clef, and then some time all together on the grand staff. All right, let me make sure everything's still running smoothly. All right, bye everybody. I will be addressing the chat here in a few minutes, but I just want to get through this stuff here. All right. Every beginner should be practicing sight reading. What is sight reading? Well, it's reading a piece of music from sight. Ideally, what you want to do with this is you want to find a piano book, or you want to find a selection of sheet music, or I'm going to give you some ways to find some music to play. But basically, you want to find a piece of music to play that's a little bit under the current playing level that you're at. The goal of sight reading is to be able to get from the beginning of a piece to the end of a piece with as few mistakes relatively as possible. So you don't want to pick something too hard, or you will not be able to fluidly play through it. It's really processing all the music information in real time. Let me talk about how you should be practicing this. Again, sight reading should be part of your daily practice every time. And I recommend you spend anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes of your practice, at least 5 minutes. You want to basically make it a part of your regular practice. And actually, the longer you spend on sight reading in the beginning, the more it's going to pay off longer in the long run. So just use that knowledge to judge about how long you're going to be practicing sight reading. All right, now I'm going to show you how you should be doing it. Okay, there are many websites. In fact, if you just search on Google piano sight reading examples, it will probably bring up this website. But anyway, this is by a man named Michael Kravchuk. I really apologize if I've have butchered your name, but he has written 354 sight reading exercises. Actually, the digital version is completely free. These are perfect. I mean, they start out simple between the left hand and the right hand. Skips, steps, all the stuff you want to start out with. Again, you want to start out easy with sight reading and work your way until you get to more and more difficult stuff. And this huge collection of exercises does a great job at slowly building on the difficulty. But again, there are so many free sight reading things out there for you to learn with. But check out the link in the description I have just for you. All right. All right, here we go. Okay, now to the meat of the actual practice lesson. Oh, sorry. Now to the part of the practice routine where you actually play music. Fun, huh? Well, believe it or not, I only recommend you spend maybe 10 to 20 minutes of your total practice time on playing pieces. It sounds crazy. You would think, okay, I should be playing piano pieces most of the time. And, you know, that it won't hurt you to do that. However, if you spend all your time just playing the music, you're not going to be able to practice those rudimentary skills that you need to get really good at piano. So even though it sounds kind of counterintuitive, it will help you out in the long run to actually maximize your skill, your basic skills, and then apply those to the pieces with less time out of your total practice. But anyway, spend about 10 to 20 minutes, I guess, learning a piece that challenges you with just something new, but isn't completely out of your ability to play it. So things that are great for this, actually, let me get book one here. Sorry, I almost choked myself with the freaking cord there. But I recommend you get one of these, a piano lesson book. This is going to introduce you to pieces in order from, you know, very, very, very easy to more and more difficult, and that's what you want. And the good thing about one of these books is each page really, or each piece, introduces you to a new concept. Like this one introduces you to dotted quarter notes specifically and gives you a whole piece practicing dotted quarter notes. That's what you want. You don't want to learn an easy piece and then the next piece have like 20, you know, little ornaments and 20 things that you've never played before. You just want one new thing that you haven't played before. So this key is that you want to be playing a piece, one or two pieces that introduce you to something new and keep you learning. Okay, and another great part of any practice routine is going to be practicing a piece that you like to play. You know, maybe it isn't that challenging, maybe it is, but it has to be something that you genuinely enjoy playing. It has to be something, maybe a reason that you began to play piano to begin with. And what that is going to do is that's going to help ignite basically your love of playing piano. Because if you're constantly doing stuff that you don't really like, that's rudimentary, maybe you'd need to be practicing it, but maybe by practicing it all the time, it kind of ruins the fun and makes you not want to practice. Well, that's why you want to fit in another, at least 5 minutes playing a piece that you really love. Now, this one, you can actually spend as much time on this final part as you want. However, I recommend you always put the piece you want to play last. Why is that? Well, from my personal experience, if I start playing a piece I like, I'm going to keep playing it until, you know, maybe I'm tired of playing, and then, hey, I never got to my sight reading, never got to my note reading, never got to my rhythm, and that's why you should spend the first big chunk of your practice routine just on those things. Now, how long should you be practicing overall? Well, you tally up all the minutes I said. I think it's roughly like 40 minutes to an hour or so. That is optimal. When you're just starting out, you want to shoot for at least 30 minutes, but you want to, again, spend ample time on those rudimentary things and then play your pieces afterwards, and then save the stuff you really like for last so you don't get sidetracked and you do get to all the things you need to get to. So obviously you're going to want to learn about all of these things, how rhythm works, how note reading works, all of it. You want to check out this playlist I've created for you right here. I also have courses over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. They're well structured. They introduce things in an order that you need to, to understand and practice for maximum effectiveness. So go to pianolessonsontheweb.com, code YouTube at checkout, by the way, for an additional 15% off. It's been your piano teacher, Tim, here. Thank you so much for coming by today, and I'll see you, yes, you, in the next lesson. Have a good one. All right, I'm still here. That was just like an outro for the lesson. Hello, Rich is here. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good evening. All right, glad to hear everybody's doing well. I will spend time talking to the chat here in a little bit, giving you guys maybe some updates on me. But I do want to get to our second lesson here, which is all about ear training. So we're going to get right onto it, and then we'll chat a bit, and then I'll maybe tell you when you will see me again. All right, here we go. European teacher Tim here, and I have 5 critical ear training tips for beginners. Yeah, I think that'll just be the intro. Okay. The first tip I have for you is to start simple. Now, let me do this really quick. So ear training is all about being able to hear the differences between notes, rhythms, chords, intervals, the difference between basically things that are going on in your music. Now let me try that again. You know what? I think we're going to do the intro and then we're just going to cut right into this part. Sorry for making it extra confusing, but okay, the first tip I have for you is to start simple. A lot of people, when they ear train, they start listening to a ton of things all at once. So like say you're ear training on chords. Well, man, let me do that. I'm going to start it all over again because there was one thing I wanted to say and I didn't say it. And it was so annoying. Sorry. All right, here we go. European teacher Tim here, and today I'm going to give you 5 critical ear training tips for beginners. Make sure you stick around for number 4 because that's the most important one. The first tip I have for you is to start simple. So with ear training, it's all about hearing the difference between 2 different things, 3 different things, hearing the difference between things. And when you're just starting out, you don't want to start with everything, right? You don't want to be like, all right, I'm going to start out listening to chords, and I'm going to try to hear the difference between all of the chords, all the, I don't know, like 37 different types. You want to start out just by comparing 2 simple things. For instance, major chords and minor chords. Hold on. Get that started. Where are you? Where's the keyboard at? Oh, there it is. Where's just the keyboard? What the heck? Weird. Okay. There it is. All right. I don't know why I was down there. Sorry. Things got moved around somehow. So the first thing you want to start out with are, like, say, major chords and minor chords. You know, major chords sound happy. Minor chords sound sad. Pretty simple. And then once you can hear those 2 things, then you want to layer it on like a cake. So now you have major chords, minor chords. Just add one more in the mix, diminished chords. And then you want to practice seeing if you can hear the difference between... Where is it? Then see if you can hear the difference between major, minor, diminished. Oh, wait. Then see if you can just hear the difference between major, minor, and diminished. And then once you can hear the difference between those 3, then add in major, minor, diminished, and then augmented. So the whole goal is to add on one new thing each time. Start comparing 2 things, then add more. What you may need to do every once in a while is dial it back. You may be listening to the difference between 4 different chords, and you may... I need to fix that. And you may start to have trouble hearing the difference between all 4. So then what you may want to do, say I'm practicing hearing the difference between major, minor, diminished, and augmented. Well, and specifically the difference between diminished and augmented. Well, I would go back and just practice hearing the difference between those two things. So start out simple, then you want to layer on new things, and every once in a while, when it makes sense, dial it back just to maybe two things that you're struggling with. All right, on to the next tip. The next tip I have for you is to make ear training a part of your regular piano practice routine. You want to be practicing it every time you practice. Well, if you're just starting out as a beginner, maybe not, but if you've been playing maybe for a couple of months, definitely needs to be part of your regular practice. Like any skill, you're only going to get better at it by doing it. And if you ear train every once in a while, you're really not going to get nearly the benefit as if you do it all the time, right? Like say when you were first learning how to read music, maybe you don't know how to do that yet, but say you were just doing that. Say you looked at how to read music once and you're like, okay, I understand it, but then you didn't look at it again for months. Well, you're not going to remember a lot of it. At least most of us won't. I know somebody in the comment, I would remember it, and I did remember it. Well, most of us can't do that. So you want to have it as part of your regular practice routine. It helps put all the skills actually also into your long-term memory, which is stronger than your short-term memory. All right, let's get on to tip number 3. Tip number 3, this is really important to remember. Tip number 3 is that it's important to remember that ear training is going to be frustrating, and specifically in one area. When you start ear training, especially in the beginning, for more than 5 or 10 minutes, a weird phenomena will happen. You're going to start to have trouble hearing the difference between things that you knew the difference of this whole time, and you may start to get frustrated, like just back to the major, minor, diminished, augmented. And then all of a sudden it's like, man, I can't hear the differences between diminished and augmented chords all the time. What am I going to do? Well, this is normal. And my piano teachers have always told me it's kind of similar to smelling perfumes. So if you smell the difference between two bottles of perfume, you can probably be like, all right, this one is something musk, this one's evening, and you know the difference. Well, if you start adding in more into the mix and smelling them back to back, you're going to start to mix them up in your mind. Ear training in some weird way is similar. So what I recommend you do if you start to struggle when you didn't struggle before is to either just take a break, work on something different for a few minutes, or just end your ear training practice for the day and come back again tomorrow. Here's the most important part. This is hold on. The number 4 tip, again, this is the important one. This is the order and what you should be practicing to develop your basic sight reading skills. So here are the basic skills. Skill 1, you want to hear the difference between chords. Skill 2, you want to hear the difference between intervals. Skill 3, you want to be able to hear rhythms, be able to pick out rhythms. Okay, it's playing quarter notes now, eighth notes, things like that. And then, hold on, I need to make sure I get them all correctly. So chords, intervals, rhythms, and then you want to start to be able to hear the overall sound in a piece. Now what I mean by that is you want to be able to tell whether the piece is overall major, overall minor, maybe it's mixed somewhere in between. At what points does it sound major? At what points does it sound minor? Maybe what are some of the rhythmic things going on? So you want to practice all of those skills. I have a great website for you. Let's take a look on how to practice these skills. That's why this one is the most important on the list. So hold on, everybody. Okay, so back to musictheory.net. If you scroll down in the exercises section, you'll find an ear training section. And hey, look, I have notes here. Actually, the one you're going to be really spending a lot of time are intervals, distance between two notes. I mentioned those. And oh, hey, there's a chord ear training as well. So I said the first one you want to start out with is Chords. You click on Chords, and what I recommend you do, obviously, in the beginning is click on this gear here and change the settings to what you currently know, right? Or the 2 things or 3 things you're trying to compare. So in the beginning, like I said, if you're just starting out, you're just going to select major and minor. And then you're going to go through these examples. Now, does that sound happy or sad? Hopefully you can hear it. It sounds sad to me, so that's minor. That sounded major. No, that's minor again. Minor. They're all minor. That's major. It's minor. It's major. So there you go. It's pretty easy. And then say I got those 2, I can hear those. You know, you get like a 90 to 100% accuracy on those. Then you click and you add 1 more, just like we talked about. And then you see if you can hear the difference between those 3. And if you can, you add 1 more. And then what happens if you start getting confused? Well, maybe you just want to practice hearing the difference between these 2 chords and develop that skill from there. So this group of practice exercises, makes it easy to practice all the things you need to develop your ear training skills, and also helps you layer on each thing in that settings menu. Link in the description. Okay, tip number 5, which actually is the most important tip. Number 4 is like basically how to develop the skills. That's pretty important. But number 5 is tying it all together. You want to actually start putting these skills you're developing to use and start picking out what chords are maybe being played during this piece, you know, major or minor, diminished, augmented, you know, maybe like what are some intervals that I'm hearing? What's the tempo of the piece? What's the overall sound? Start to actually analyze the music that you're listening to and actually applying the things that you're learning in your ear training. And that's how you get really good at ear training. Okay. Alrighty. Let me do an outro for this lesson, and then we'll continue here. So obviously, you're going to want to learn more about ear training. You want to check out this playlist I made just for you right here. And you want to subscribe, have all notifications turned on, because we have new lessons coming out all the time, and you don't want to miss a beat. It's been your piano teacher, Tim, here. Thank you so much for coming by today. And I'm going to see you, yes, you, in the next lesson. Have a great day. All right, guys, I'm still here. All right, how's everybody doing? So many good tips I can relate to most. Thank you. You're very welcome. I saw Rich here today. Welcome, Rich. We got Shunk Q back once again. Hello, everybody. When will the videos be up? I don't know. I've been really bad at posting the videos as I record them. I have probably like 30 videos that need to come out. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I think we're coming into December here. Well, I mean, we're still in November, but so in December, I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make any new content. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on releasing all the content I have. So because I have a ton of videos that need to come out. Now, it might be a little confusing because a lot of the videos were made months ago as part of like the home music school thing. My editor edited those together, and we'll be putting those out. So it might be kind of confusing, like, why does this video seem like it's really like kind of old? Well, that's why, because I have a huge backlog of videos to come out. So maybe no live streams in December. Maybe we'll have one, like a fun one in December. But I'm going to try to put out a video every day in December because I have that many to do. It's going to be crazy getting all the thumbnails done. But I think I can do it so long as I dial back everything else I'm doing. So when are we meeting again is another question I want to address. I would say we're probably going to meet 2 more times here in November. I can't tell you the dates yet because we have like holidays coming up. I thought about it a lot, and I do want to do the live stream. I still want to do the live streams. They are a huge part of the channel, and I do want to like get back into regularity with them again. However, I don't want it to be like a. I felt like with the home music school thing, and even before that, like when you do them, like when you're doing lessons all the time on YouTube or really anything, I can put out lessons like really frequently. The problem is that like I begin to not like it that much because you feel like you're really running on the YouTube treadmill, so to speak. Whereas like when I take more time between the lessons, I feel like I have more time to one, strategize, and one, to really think about lesson topics that I care about and like, and then I'm putting out stuff that you guys like. So we will have a live stream. We're not going to have one every week anymore, at least for the rest of the year. I mean, I could change my mind at any time. But I'll tell you what, we're going to meet again. What day is Thanksgiving? The thing is I'm not going anywhere for Thanksgiving because of the virus and everything. My dad has a heart condition, so I'm not going to be going there. So I can actually, it doesn't matter. Let's do this. We're going to say the next live stream is going to be on the 20th and the 27th. We'll do 2 there. Because like I said, in December, I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to... We'll do 1 live stream like for fun. But I need to work on getting like the huge backlog of content I have out. Because it needs to come out eventually. And if I don't spend time just specifically on that, it's not going to get released. And then if years go by, it'll just never come out. So that's what I'm thinking. I wanted to just kind of update you guys on that. Hey, it's Greg. How's everybody? Hey, this is indeed live. Hey, we got Zaynep here. It's been a while, everybody. Hi, how do chords look on sheet music? Also love the hat. I'll show you how chords look on sheet music. That's easy. So just give me a second there. Boot something up there. Rest in peace, King Von. What happened to King Von? Sir, is there any way I can learn piano through classical only? Sure. I mean, I learned through classical for decades, really. And then I started branching out a little bit more into jazz and things like that. All right, what do chords look like? Here we go. There we go. It's loaded. I don't know why in 2020 it takes a lot of time to load something, but here we go. Let me answer this question for this person because it is a valid question for sure. So this is what chords look like on sheet music. So all chords look like, quite simply, are stacked notes on top of one another. It looks kind of like a snowman. Now they don't always look exactly like this. They can appear in a different order. You might have like a little gap in the chord somewhere. But generally when you're looking at chords, you're looking for things that are stacked up and down, right? And we call that harmony. So harmony and chords are generally used interchangeably. They're not exactly the same thing, but you will hear those 2 terms used like that. So yeah, that's really a chord. Sometimes you'll see a chord split up between 2 hands. That's where it gets a little tricky, where you're going to need to know a little bit of music theory knowledge. But again, I'm looking at things up and down this way. So this is really the chord. When you're looking at things like this from left to right, that's what's called melody. And that would be like the part of the piece that, you know, everybody would, that would be on top. Okay, first time on stream, I've seen chords on sheet music where it looks like there's a note before the chord. How do you play that? I'm not sure. I'd have to see a specific example. There's a few things that could be going on there. It sounds like maybe a grace note, but I'd have to see a picture of it. Hi, Peter says, I am an intermediate. I can play Nocturne in E major, first minuet, but it's not with the same dynamics. Okay. Those are good pieces to learn. Thank you, says Camilla. You're very welcome. Let's see. Rich, how have you been doing, bud? You been playing Final Fantasy VII? basically not improving because of time investment. So true. So true. Guys, I have a confession to make. I haven't practiced in like probably since COVID started. I want to get back into it, but I've been working out a lot, and I've been getting into jump roping actually, and starting a new YouTube channel. So I've been busy working on that. A few people may have remembered that I mentioned that before we stopped doing the live streams, and the progress on that is going well. I'm gonna like with a new channel. It's gonna be like a fun channel. It's gonna be like the concept of it, because at first it was going to be like skits and things like that, and I did record a few skits, and they're okay. The thing is, it like just seems really contrived to me. So I'm looking at a format that's like more laid back and relaxed, and like actually hanging out with me and getting to know me, sort of thing. But anyway, that's what I've been working on. More updates in the future to come with that. We're looking probably at the beginning of the year, maybe the end of the year, launch on the new channel. But I'm still trying to put like a lot of effort into this piano channel because, you know, it's my baby. I still really care about it, and I still want to put out great lessons here. So I've been trying my best to walk the line with both things. It's been a adjustment working on something new like this, and I need to put more effort into the new channel because, like I said, I still want to make things really good here. Anyway, back to this. I feel you. I've been taking a lot of breaks as well. Yeah, it's one of those years where I feel like I worked hard overall, but I don't know. It's just a little different. I think with the virus and everything, I worked like a lot on the piano stuff in the beginning of the year. I felt like kind of burnt out on it in the middle, and now we're coming back here towards the end. Ear training is a great topic. Thank you very much. You're very welcome, Zaynep. Hey, I just saw this channel while I was practicing trombone. Well, welcome, Sir Flint. Thanks so much for the love and the music. But never given a proper music education. Okay, so I'm self-taught. Shank says, I think we'd really like a Q&A live stream from time to time. That's a good, maybe we'll do that for December, because that'll be an easy one. And like I said, I definitely want to do a live stream in December, but I want to focus on getting those lessons out. How to effectively sight read both clefs at the same time. Go to YouTube. This is kind of a cop-out, but I already have lessons on this. Go to YouTube, search in the search bar sight reading, and the name of my channel, Piano Lessons on the Web, and it will bring up some other ear training videos that I've done that will answer that question for you. Because that's kind of a loaded question to answer right here. Please go on with the lessons on YouTube. Oh yeah, of course. Of course the lessons will keep coming, guys. So I'll put out the lessons that I have, and I have new lessons on the way. We just did 2 today. And I actually have some new ones that you guys have never seen before that are recorded and done as well. So I have a lot of things just that are ready to come out. So that's what we're going to be doing in December. But for now, I think for the rest of November, we're going to just get back into the live streams a little bit. Any tips on staying focused while practicing? Yes. Turn off your phone, and turn off your phone, and turn off as many distractions as you possibly can. That's what I recommend. All right, any other? Okay, here's a good one. How should I start improvising chords besides just breaking up the chords? Specifically classical music such as chords and canon in D. Would enjoy the pieces I know completely. That's a tough one. That's gonna be hard for me to answer right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can get you a lesson here. I recommend you look up about left hand patterns. Let's see if I definitely have a lesson on this. Hold on. Right. Here you go. Check this out. This video didn't get a lot of views, but it is actually quite good. So check out this lesson right here. What is this exactly? This is... Okay, left hand patterns. Let's see. Question here by Zaynep. Inverted. Question by Zaynep. Are you planning any student showcases? So student showcases was like a recital thing I was doing that we're still going to do maybe in the new year. Where basically I just take clips of students playing and I critique them. So the answer is yes. I don't have anything planned right now, though. You're very welcome, Frame Shift. Learn self-control. Yeah. So back to like how to focus on pretty much anything. Eliminate your distractions. That's number one. You have a cat, lock the cat out of your room or whatever. You know, cats love to distract so much. It's crazy. But the phone is probably your biggest enemy with that. All right. Rich, I didn't hear back from you, bud. Are you still here? I'm guessing not, but that's okay. At least you stopped in. Yeah, so tentatively, before we end here in the next 10 minutes or so, we're having another live stream, I would say in about 2 weeks from now, same time. And yeah, so November is going to be like just getting back in the live streaming. December, I'm going to put out all the lessons that I have backlogged. We'll do maybe a live stream or two there. C Strife said, thank you for all that you do. I'm a beginner and I've used your videos and they have helped. Well, great. I may need to take classes. Well, that's fine with me. And I've learned how to play a little bit from the tutorials. Do you recommend classes? We have classes over my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. They're basically taking everything you learn on the YouTube channel and taking it a step further. So not like you learn. Okay, so it covers everything the YouTube channel covers, plus things the channel doesn't cover. But anything that the channel also covers, the courses cover in more detail. They also give you practice assignments, worksheets, real sheet music to play to really reinforce everything you're learning. So you really get that reinforced learning and you will learn topics, you know, beyond into that next level. If you get access to a private lesson teacher at any point, I recommend taking advantage of that. For sure, if you can get it for free, would be awesome. But if not, you know, get a few lessons in there to get some direct feedback is always nice. So yeah, that's what I recommend. Many channels have video on every topic, but no one has the sequence for beginners that how to play. Please cover this. So what do I cover today, right? Unless you're asking for something different. Peggy says, I bought a $600 piano in Haven. Well, that's great. My hands are tiny. Can I use both hands to play on a clef if it has 4 notes beyond an octave? I guess. By the way, if you want to pick up some courses over on my website, code YouTube for an additional 15% off during checkout. Hey, Rena says, sorry for being late. Hi, Tim. Hello. We are ending soon, but welcome here in the last few minutes. As an intermediate, do I also need to learn scales apart from major and minor? Yeah. Yes, if you're intermediate. I would learn all your majors, all your minors, all your natural minors. So there's really 3 types of minors. Learn these 2. Learn your natural minors and learn your harmonic minors. 4 octaves up to 120 beats per minute on the metronome and work on getting those. After that, what you can do is you can start practicing, not that, but scales in different ways, like in contrary motion. chords, things like that. So there's definitely more for you to practice and learn after that. And then I would start learning modes after that, like Mixolydian, Dorian, all that stuff. Go back to my question in 2 parts. Where is it? I haven't had the question. What do I do? Okay, where's your question at? Maybe I missed it. I still don't see a question. This is Peggy. What? All right, Peggy. Oh, is it like, what do you do since you haven't had a piano lesson? I guess find one on Skype. Unfortunately, I don't do that, just because I don't have enough time. If I open up Skype lessons, I realize that I would just be working 100%. No videos would get done. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. It was great chilling with you for a while. Glad I could teach you something today. Look forward, to another live stream in about 2 weeks or so. I'll let you guys know ahead of time when that is. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I have anything else to announce. Not right now. Probably not. Probably like once the new year comes, then we're gonna really start fresh with some new stuff. New ideas, things like that, making things better than ever before. Man, I need a drink. So a drink of water. I know the election just happened, and I probably need another type of drink, but I need to get some water here in the next couple minutes. Okay, haven't had a July. What should I do to teach myself? So, Peggy, I do have courses over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. You can find a private lesson teacher online. That's another option. Another great option, if you don't have a piano lesson book like the Alfred series, I recommend you pick it up because it will give you pieces to practice in an order based on difficulty, and each piece kind of teaches you something new. So pick up a piano lesson book if you can't get access to a teacher or classes, because this, at least until the virus is over and you can get back to your teacher, this might tide you over. It's totally up to you, your call. You can feel free to go to my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. Check out the courses I have there. Those are structured as well. But there's different levels of the Alfred book series. So I showed you book level 1, but there is up to book level 3, and by the end of 3, you're playing some pretty nifty things like Canon in D, Moonlight Sonata. This is Prelude in C major, I believe. This one's a great one by Bach. And yeah. I'm looking for an accelerated learning way to teach myself. Yeah, I recommend just one of these lesson books, or the other things that I mentioned. I don't know, the acceleration is really how fast you want to go through it. Remember though that learning is all about quality, and you don't want to be in too much of a rush to make too much progress too quickly. Which sounds kind of crazy, right? You're like, wait, shouldn't I try to make as much progress as possible? Well, that's true, but the thing is that you can get to a point where you're impatient and you're actually skipping through things too quickly. So get a piano lesson book, but go through it as quickly as you need to fully understand, what's happening. But that's what I recommend. Just to give you some ideas on what to play with. It's not going to be optimal compared to having a teacher right next to you, but there are certainly some things to tide you over until this situation is cleared up. I wake up sometimes at 2:30 a.m. so I can make progress. Well, so you are really, really into piano practice. That's amazing. So yeah, just get a lesson book and learn pieces in order, and that'll keep you learning. Keep you learning things in a way that makes sense. You're welcome, Sean Q. All right, you're very welcome. Everybody have a great day. Hopefully things here in America tend to work out smoothly over the next few weeks. I'm not going to say why, but you probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, guys, thanks so much. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and have a great day. So long.